His fourth season in LA. Well, the Grizzlies were looking to open their season 3-0 for just the fifth time in franchise history. Ja in the building. Early on here, watch Russ. Easy kick out to LeBron. That three ball has been working for LeBron here in the early part of the season. Lakers up 11. Then here, LA forcing a turnover. And that's how Showtime used to do it. Good defense leads to easy offense, right? Austin Reeves on the other end from Westbrook. Russ had 13 assists in his first two games in the Lakers. He had 10 in the first half of this one. All right, let's go to the third quarter. Grizzlies back with the lead by one. Ja, come on, stop it. He had 27 points through three quarters. He finished with 40 points and 10 assists. First Grizz to ever put up a 40-point, 10-assist game. At the other end, Melo knocking it down. That's a big three for him. 27,411 career points. He passes Moses Malone for ninth in the all-time scoring list. But the Lakers were down three going to the final quarter. Less than 2 minutes to play, they flipped it. They're up three. LeBron. Tough fall away there. Misses. Memphis going the other way. Desmond Bane. Grizzlies within one. Next possession for LA. Russ. He misses, but Melo, board, put back. LA's up three. We got 5.5 to go. Grizzlies with the ball. Ja. For three. No, but he's fouled. Oh, he is fouled by Bazemore. So he would get 3 free throws with a chance to tie it, and that one almost went in. That could have been a 4-point play. All right, so Ja at the free throw line. Everyone standing in the building. Make. Second attempt. Make. Once you make the first one, usually the last one's fairly easier. So Ja with a chance to tie it. Oh, back rim hard. Lakers get the rebound. They win it 121-118. Here's Carmelo after the game. He led the Lakers with 28.
Man, we know it's going to be tough, especially early on in this part of the season, man. We told each other before the game that we're going to have to take this one. We got to fight and get this one. But sometimes you got to go win games like this to try to find some or start some momentum. And I thought we did a great job of just playing the game tonight. You know, we had some lows in the game tonight, but for the most part, we did what we had to do to win a basketball game, and that's all I count.
Hey, Melo deserved that post-game interview because he was the difference for the Lakers Sunday. I mentioned the 28 points. He made 6 threes. It was his 77th career game off the bench, all of which have come since 2018. His 6 threes tied his most in any of those games as a reserve.
And it's championship or bust for us. That's how it has to be. Is it championship or bust for the Los Angeles Lakers this upcoming season?
The great Carmelo Anthony was absolutely correct. I have no rebuttal. I have nothing to say. He's absolutely correct. You know, a lot of people always talk about age, but when you show me a young team that's dominated, listen, young teams always make noise, but when they get to the playoffs, what do you always say? Oh, they don't have enough experience. When it comes to the most experience, the Brooklyn Nets and the Lakers have the most experience when it comes to age. I'm not worried about all that young talk. Listen, the game is different now anyway. Everybody's just picking and popping anyway, so you know, whoever plays the hardest is, you know, the team that's you know, going to make it. If both teams stay healthy, I would like to see those teams in the finals. But I like Carmelo. He was raised by us. Westbrook was raised by us. LeBron was raised by us. So, you know, when they get angry, they play very well. So now they're angry. Everybody's doubting them. They built this little super team. Carmelo Anthony is correct. It's championship or bust.
Well, with Klay Thompson coming back, the Warriors are not young spring chickens. They've got some championship experience. Kawhi Leonard's a champion. He's in L.A. with the Clippers with Paul George and those boys. What about them?
Don't bring up the Clippers. Do not do that. Do not do that.
Why not?
No, sir. What you mean why not? Don't do it. Don't do it.
Why can't I bring up the Clippers?
Golden State, yes, you can bring them up. My favorite player, Steph Curry. Klay is coming back. My main man, Draymond. The young fella, you know, they got some interesting pieces. The way they play, the way they move the ball, that fast-paced game, if they can get it rolling like they used to get it rolling, they're definitely going to be a problem. Listen, don't talk about teams that ain't make it yet.
Okay, fair enough. That's why you told me don't mention the Clippers. Let me transition to the Eastern Conference. Do you see anybody standing in the way of the Brooklyn Nets getting to the NBA Finals this year? Anybody?
Of course.
Who?
The champion. Come on, man. The Milwaukee. Let me tell you something. Don't disrespect the champ because, all these teams got all these big name players. Get a champ his due. He did it the right way. He did it the respectful way. I'm going to give that man all the respect until they beat him. The new Superman is going to be a problem in the East, period. I said it.
Well,
In
Philly's.
the words, hey, hold on. In the words of my boy Big Perk, carry the hell on.
Listen, you got Milwaukee. Miami acquired Kyle Lowry and P.J. Tucker from Milwaukee. They got P.J. Tucker from Milwaukee, okay? So they're joining Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo and those boys. Miami is a threat. Philly is still there. The Atlanta Hawks were in the conference finals. You don't give it. What about those guys?
Those guys will make noise, especially Miami. The culture that Pat Riley set 10, 15 years ago. Eric Spoelstra's still one of the most elite coaches in the league. They're going to make some noise if healthy. But I'm not going to disrespect the champ. I like Milwaukee. I like Brooklyn. Those two are going to battle it out again. 6-7 game series, and may the best team win. Again, in a perfect situation, myself, including with you, and Miss Molly. Hello, Miss Molly. How are you?
Hey, how we doing?
Good. We probably would like to see the Brooklyn Nets versus the LA Lakers in the finals.
Mm. And who's the number one threat to the Lakers in the West?
Utah.
Yeah,
you heard us.
Utah with Donovan. They got Donovan Mitchell. What else?
Oh, hey, I'm going to be so hard on Rudy this year. Rudy coming with a vengeance.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, Rudy coming this year.
Okay. Before I let you go, man, listen, Shaq and the Fool. We know how hilarious that is, Shaq and the Fool. I want to know who's your top candidate to win the MVP for the Shaq and the Fool award this year. Who's the number one guy on your list? Who's that dude?
Is Otto Porter still in the league?
I don't even know. I don't even know. Now, that might have been the funniest of all time when he stood there frozen on the wing as a guy he was defending ran all the way in the opposite end of the court.
Stephen A., we've been talking a lot about the Philly Nets, but tonight on ESPN, the Lakers host the Suns as well, both looking for their first win. And it's time for some GOAT talk with that being said. Earlier this week, Shaquille O'Neal had some interesting comments about LeBron for the LA Times, saying this: I know what he's doing. Championships are great, but he's trying to pass up Kareem. That's what he's doing. I know exactly what he's doing, because now if you pass Kareem up, there ain't no talk about who the best player ever is. He's got 4 rings, and he becomes the highest scorer in the NBA history. He's the best ever, and there's nothing you can say. Okay, Stephen A. So Shaq says that if LeBron becomes the highest scorer in NBA history, he will be the GOAT. And currently, LeBron needs just under 3,000 points to pass Kareem. So, Stephen A., can LeBron go down as the greatest of all time?
No, not to me. And let me be very clear in addressing Shaquille O'Neal, my little big brother, who I love dearly. That brother knows when he's saying something ignorant, and he just did. And he did it on purpose. I'm going to get him here. And let me tell you why. Because based on what Shaquille O'Neal's description of it, Kendrick Perkins, is, I guess we can say Karl Malone's the best, is the second best player of all time. Karl Malone retired as the second greatest player in NBA history. I mean, that's what we doing now? That's what we doing? It's about points now? That's what we doing? No. It's not just about points. It's about the chip. And it's not just about the chip. It's about the road you travel to get to that point. And where people are missing my point, and I know Kendrick Perkins disagrees, but that's okay. Because I understand how phenomenal LeBron is. He's on the Mount Rushmore. I got him number 2 all time in the history of basketball. Stop the presses, Kendrick Perkins. I don't know if you noticed, but it's an incredible insult to the people who love LeBron James. How dare me say he's number 2 all time? I mean, I just sliced his career. I've just discredited him. I've just said, yo, you a scrub. You're horrible. I got him number 2 in the history of basketball since it started being played in 1946 and became the NBA in 1950. I got him number 2 all time. And you would think I've crucified this man, but so be it. Here's the deal. I saw what Jordan had to endure to get to where he was and to stay there. And the NBA game was very different back then, significantly rougher, and the road to prosperity was very, very much harder, okay? And that is what stands out in my mind. To be 6-0 in NBA Finals, all right? 6 NBA Finals MVPs, unblemished in championship round competition. Would have won 8-0 if he hadn't retired after his father passed away. In championship rounds, completely owned the entire decade without a blemish. I'm telling you right now, to me, because of that, and because of what I saw from the Bad Boy Pistons, because of what I saw from the Knicks, because of the Cleveland Cavaliers with Mark Price, Larry Nance, Matt Doherty, and those boys, because of all of those teams, the Phoenix Suns, Sean Kemp and Gary Payton in Seattle, Barkley and Marley and Kevin Johnson in Phoenix, and all of that other stuff, what I saw is what I saw. And to me, LeBron can't eclipse that. I'm going to always have MJ number one if the question is whether or not LeBron James or him is number one. It's going to always be MJ for me.
You know why? You know why? Because as you get older, like my grandmother, right, 86 years old, and I go to her house and, you know, sometimes she does things that aggravate me, and I have to remind myself that the old saying, old people are what, Stephen A? They're stuck in their ways.
Stuck in their ways.
Okay?
Yes,
and you know what? And you and I have been having great conversation on here, and we're going to continue to have great conversation today because I'm not going to let you raise my blood pressure up. I'm not about to sit up here and dive into, you know, how much pressure LeBron James had out of probably the most pressure out of any athlete in sports history. I'm not about to go into that today. I'm not about to go into how you just talked about Shaquille O'Neal saying the points and passing up Kareem and left out the fact that he said that he had 4 titles when you tried to make your Karl Malone comparison. I'm not going to even point that out today. But this is what I will tell you.
Kareem has 6 titles, but go ahead.
No. I'm saying you said that's what we're doing now when you were talking about Karl Malone.
Got it.
But Shaq said that he has 4 titles. I think Shaq is telling the truth. And look, here's a problem. This is the problem that I have when you come on here talking about these different eras, okay? I was in that era. I may look way older than LeBron James, and I understand I done gained 70 pounds of retirement weight, and I get all that, right? But we came into the NBA at the same time, a same time where he had to go against a Paul Pierce, a Joe Johnson, a Kobe Bryant, a Dwayne Wade. The list goes on. And I don't want to come on here and discredit Thunder Dan, but do you know what LeBron James would have did to Thunder Dan or Jeff Hornacek?
Without question.
Or any of those guys. And I don't even want to bring up my guy Kevin Johnson because he just opened up this fabulous restaurant right next door to the ESPN studio, that soul food spot that I went to this past couple of days.
Yeah, I didn't see that. You got a soul food spot there?
Look.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's
right on the corner.
Right on the corner. I eat there every day. The oxtails are off the chain, by the way. So listen, here's the thing.
So Shaq, I'm sorry.
Stephen A., we're starting to see multiple players come out and say this. You know, Shaq done said it. We hear the great Magic Johnson starting to lean that way. We hear other former players starting to say the same thing. Sooner or later, you're going to get on board with us, and you're going to realize that LeBron James is just different. No disrespect to Michael Jordan, because I got Michael Jordan number 2 on my list. And by the way, every time you see me, I don't have LeBron on my feet. I have the Jays on my feet. I love Michael Jordan. But at the end of the day, LeBron James is just something different. Yeah,
whatever.
We don't have time to fully deal with this because Molly's deal is coming up next. I got to get people paid. Big Perk, it is so good to see you. You haven't been on the show lately. We need you on
You too,
more.
Molly.